The show-stopping BMW i4 is electricity in its most powerful form. An impressive range and a power of over 500 horses. BMW, the ultimate electric driving machine. Lease BMW i4 for $4.99 per month.
Post says the key is under the busy roots of cactus.
When you want to easily unlock your vacation, it matters where you stay. True, by Hilton. Hilton for the stay. All right, here we go. Boosie Badass, welcome back to Black TV. Back at your house again? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Looking nice as usual. We got all the jerseys. I feel like you're out of room here. You know, you're gonna have to like build another jersey room or something.
Yeah, we're gonna running out of space. You see, they all on.
Yep, absolutely. Lots to talk about today. It's been a few months since our last interview, and we cannot start this interview out without talking about that video. You know the video I'm talking about.
Diddy.
The Diddy video. Now, I'll say this. I've done a few interviews. I've been interviewed myself, and I've talked with some of my guests. And at the time, I said, you know, I'm not really sure what happened because I had heard from Diddy's bodyguard that she was very abusive as well, that she would punch Diddy in the face in the car, and then they would start tussling. And, you know, I wasn't exactly sure of the logistics of what happened. But when I saw this video, goddamn.
You know,
When you saw, what'd you think?
oh man, Diddy, you give a sucker ass, you know, like you know, that kind of violence, like kicking somebody and shit, like that kind of violence is like I done had fights with my significant others, but.
Have you ever thought about carrying a handgun for your family's safety? In today's world, unpredictability seems to be the only constant. And let's be honest,
Disturbing new video appears to support some of the accusations of abuse against music mogul Sean Diddy Combs.
We want to warn you that this video you're about to see is extremely graphic. The surveillance footage that was captured inside of a Los Angeles hotel in 2016 allegedly shows Combs assaulting then-girlfriend Cassie Ventura in a hallway. A now-settled lawsuit filed by Ventura claimed that she was trying to leave the hotel after a drunken Combs punched her. The video appears to show Combs chasing her down the hall, throwing her on the ground, and repeatedly kicking her. So far, there's been no comment from Combs or his attorney.
We broke the news this morning, and we've been covering everything that has unfolded over the past 12 hours. This story has been developing all day and all over Oakland. Before dawn, FBI agents raided the Maiden Lane home of Mayor Sheng Tao. Other agents, including from the IRS, raided the Embarcadero offices of California Waste Solutions. The FBI also raided 2 homes on Viewcrest Court and Skyline Boulevard, linked to the Duong family, which runs California Waste Solutions, a major garbage vendor. We have team coverage from reporters spread out throughout Oakland to help you understand the possible link between all of these people and places.
ABC 7 News reporter Cornell Bernard is at Oakland City Hall, where the council is meeting right now to discuss the political reaction to all of this. ABC 7 News reporter Unser Hassan joins us live with a focus on the Duong family, talking trash and the power and the money that goes with it. But let's get started here with ABC 7 News IT reporter Dan. homes.
Yes, he joins us here in studio to explain what we know so far, Dan.
Well, Anna and Dan, the FBI confirmed only that they carried out, quote, a court-authorized law enforcement activity at the mayor's home. But that was not the only stop for agents today. More than a dozen FBI agents emerged from Oakland Mayor Sheng Tao's house after 4 hours inside. They carried boxes, plastic tubs, and trash bags and left without comment. Witnesses heard a ruckus before 6 a.m. today.
About 6 o'clock this morning, I heard a male voice yelling to open the door, open the door.
Nina Medina happened to be staying in the neighborhood with friends. She's president of the National Latino Peace Officers Association, here for a meeting with the new Oakland Police Chief.
The federal government doesn't force or obtain warrants into one's residence without probable cause. And when it rises, in my experience, to the level of the federal government, you're talking about some significant issues.
Once the FBI left, I went to Tao's door to check reports that had been kicked in or rammed through. There was no damage to the door or sill. Later, Mayor Tao's partner and father of her 2 children, Andre Jones, emerged with a bag and refused to comment before he left. Law enforcement sources tell me this is a public corruption case with the FBI, IRS, and U.S. Postal Service working together. Agents hit several locations, including the offices of California Waste Solutions. We spotted IRS investigators there and saw these agents leaving with boxes of evidence late in the day. The company was started by David and Victor Duong, who were under investigation by the Public Ethics Commission for funneling money through straw donors to council members, a story first reported by Oaklenside in 2020. Sheng Tao allegedly received some of that money. She also traveled with the Duong brothers who funded the trade mission to Vietnam last summer. All this in a week with her recall being approved for a vote.
Oakland is in crisis. The mayor's office is in crisis.
Sam Singer has guided political campaigns and corporations through various types of crisis. He says the future does not look bright.
In the last 24 hours, 40,000 voters turned in signatures to have the mayor recalled. This morning she wakes up and the FBI is knocking her door down. I don't see how she overcomes this. It's likely that she will wind up having to resign.
It has been a tough week for the mayor with that recall being approved for a vote. We reached out to her office and have not received any sort of comment. She canceled an appearance at a news conference this morning. It will be interesting to see when and how she makes her first appearance in public facing this investigation.
All right, Dan, thank you so much for a look at that insight. Now, our team has been trying to hear from the city about everything that happened today. New at 6, ABC 7 News reporter Fernell Bernard has a reaction from an Oakland City Council member.
Andre, do you have anything to say?
Mayor Sheng Tao's partner, Andre Jones, had nothing to say as he left Oakland City Hall Thursday following a raid by federal agents at the Oakland home they share and other locations. The news sending shockwaves through the halls of Oakland City Hall, where we were told the mayor's office was temporarily closed for the day. The doors to Mayor Tao's office were locked. Oakland City Council member Carol Five had this to say following a closed-door council session. What are next steps regarding the mayor and her alleged involvement in this federal raid?
Thank you for saying alleged. We don't know what's going on. This is not something that the council was briefed on, that the Oakland Police Department told us about. I don't think that they were involved, so I have very little to say because we have very little information.
Vice Mayor Rebecca Kaplan addressing the rumor her home was also raided, posting on X, nope, not true. The campaign to recall Mayor Tao is demanding that she resign immediately due to the FBI raid. In a statement, the campaign said, while the FBI raid does not prove her guilt in the ongoing investigation, we already have multiple smoking guns indicating Tao's lack of fitness for public office. Oakland Chinatown community leader Carl Chan is upset to hear about the FBI raid and worries it pulls focus from more pressing issues facing the city.
I always suggesting and telling many elected officials, when you're serving as a public servant, you have to be very extremely careful how you are dealing with the public trust.
We made several attempts to reach out to Mayor Tao and her staff, but no response today. In Oakland, Fernell Bernard, ABC 7 News.
Federal agents raided several other homes today, including 2 linked to the Duong family, owners of California Waste Solutions. ABC 7 News reporter Unser Hassan joins us live from Skyline Boulevard and the home there. He's been there all day gathering information about who lives there. Unser.
Good afternoon.
good evening. The investigation here ended more than an hour ago. We saw investigators leave with at least 10 to 15 boxes, 3 computers. They wouldn't tell us what they found, but we do know that U.S. postal inspectors are often involved in financial fraud investigations. Just after 4:30 p.m., U.S. postal inspectors wrapped up their investigation at David Duan's home in the Oakland Hills. No comment on the content of the evidence they found, but it did earn an almost 10-hour investigation.
I think anyone who's been around Oakland politics for a while knows about the Duong family. They're very involved. They're prolific donators to candidates who run for council, who run for mayor, Alameda County officials as well.
Justin Burton served in former Oakland Mayor Libby Schaaf's office and worked with then City Council member Chantal. He's concerned about a business trip she took as mayor to Vietnam, which he says was paid for by the Duong family. Burton says that may have been a political risk.
The people who are impacted most by today's news are Oakland's residents. They need to know that their mayor is not at the center of a federal public corruption scandal. And if she is part of this investigation, and we don't know all the facts right now, she needs to let her residents know that she's not going to be distracted, and this is a matter amongst attorneys.
Earlier in the day, the FBI raided the home of Duong's son, Andy, who lives a few miles away.
I started hearing, this is the FBI, open up, come out with your hands up.
This neighbor who didn't want to be identified said she heard FBI agents saying they were delivering a federal warrant. Around 11 a.m., the FBI inspected a Mercedes-Benz registered to Andy Duong, parked outside of his house. 20 minutes later, an unidentified couple was seen leaving in that SUV. Investigators say no one has been home all day and that no arrests have been made. It is still very early in this investigation. Officials say it could be a few days before they have an update. Reporting live, Hansel Hassan, ABC 7 News.
All right, Hansel, thank you.
And ABC 7 News insider Phil Mateer joins us now live in studio. Phil, you were out there this morning when raids first began. The FBI raided the home office of a major recycler that does business in Oakland, the mayor's home. What is this all about?
Well, if we take a look at the initials involved, the FBI, the IRS, and the U.S. Postal Service, that points in the direction of financial questions. We're not talking about guns, we're not talking about drugs, we're talking about that sort of situation. It's not unusual. We have a company here that is doing business with the city. They have an exclusive contract for the curbside recycling. It was given to them under a bit of controversy years and years ago. There have since been questions raised, as Dan Moyes put out recently earlier in the broadcast. What we have here is a relationship question between the mayor and this company. Will we get quick answers? Likely not. It's not the way the feds move. The feds move slowly and methodically. But in this case, rather publicly. Showing up at the mayor's door at 5 o'clock in the morning and sending a message pretty loud and clear.
Let's talk about sending messages. Just yesterday, we were talking about how the effort to recall Mayor Chantal went another step yesterday, calling for her to just resign.
Right.
How is this going to affect that effort? They were already at her house today.
That's a decision the mayor's going to have to make. She has to take a look at the entire situation.
This will only add further fun.
Absolutely. What it does is, no matter what the outcome of this, innocence or whatever, you are innocent in the eyes of the law until proven guilty. But in the court of public opinion, if the FBI shows up at your door, a cloud descends upon you. And between now and when she's facing that recall election, this is not going to be resolved. She is going to be constantly under investigation, whether anything happens or not. And the feds showed that. They did this much the same in San Francisco. We just finished up a couple of years of corruption investigations, scandals, and convictions that included people at department heads having questionable relationships with companies that the city had contracts with. So here we go again. Whether if you're cleared, it's not going to be it's not going to be anytime soon.
What does it mean for the city of Oakland? Because City Hall was raided too.
This is very bad timing for the city of Oakland. We had the mass shooting yesterday in Oakland, ongoing problems with crime. We have a budget deficit that is looming that is quite large. There are a number of areas where Oakland really needs leadership and decisive action, and this is just going to further cloud it. And it's not just Oakland. Also, we're having a recall of the Alameda County District Attorney on top of this. But this is Oakland. It becomes more than political. It becomes actually running the city. I cannot remember the last time a sitting mayor, had their house raided by the FBI.
Okay. Lots more to come, obviously. This came out of the blue.
That's clearly an ongoing investigation, so we will be staying on it. Stay with ABC 7 News to learn the latest about what's happening with the mayor and how it will affect the city of Oakland. We'll continue to update ABC7News.com and the ABC 7 Bay Area app.
Hey, Cover Girls. Cover Girls need no filters, but the new Simply Ageless Skin Perfector Essence, where skincare meets makeup, burst and bloom, or bare skin filter effect. That is all you. The new Skin Perfector Essence from CoverGirl.
We traveled the country to find out how the U.S. military feeds service members, from mobile field kitchens to military academy dining halls. We begin with the U.S. military's largest cafeteria at Slagle Hall in San Antonio, Texas. These cooks are preparing 4,500 meals at the Slagle Mess Hall, the U.S. military's largest dining facility. At 60,000 square feet, it serves Army soldiers, Air Force airmen, and Navy sailors who train at Fort Sam Houston in San Antonio, Texas.
Daily, I'm preparing at least about 3,500 to 4,000, at least for breakfast. Our head count goes up for lunch, so we automatically feed them at least 4,500.
So that's a good time.
We need a balanced, nutritious meal. This is the powerhouse right here. So this is where we provide you those meals. This is going to allow you to get up and be the best that you can be for that day.
Business Insider spent 2 days with Slagle staff as they prepared for the largest meal of the day, lunch.
I am kind of shocked that I'm the one who gets to tell this story for the first time, because I thought for sure I would be the second person giving my version of events, because I figured that yesterday that they were going to get into it, but let's just get into it. So there's the Impact Awards, which is something that Jason Lee puts on every year, it would seem, Hollywood Unlocked Impact Awards. I get invited, me and Lena pull up, good time. Here's the full timetable. It says on the flyer, red carpet, 6 to 8. We get there at 7:30. I figured that was a safe bet. We get there at 7:30, we can hit the thing. Dinner is at 8. So we show up at 7:30, take our little photo on the red carpet, then we go and take our seats. As we're sitting there, y'all look like you were having fun, by the way. We were having a good time. But as we're sitting there, I look up, and maybe 50 feet away from me, who do I see? That's fast. T-Rail and Heather. Hadn't seen him in person since the Great Split. Or her. Wow. So automatically, I start whispering to the blind, like, oh my God, look at that over there. Look at him. Look at him. Look at her. Heather and T-Rail, they're here. And had they seen you yet? Did you get the vibe like that they had already like scoped you? By the time I'm scoping them, it starts to become pretty clear that they're scoping me. Yeah. And you know the emoji that's just sort of like, yeah, that was the vibe I was getting. Like literally, their jaws seemed kind of dropped. Like it's in their mind, they saw the boogeyman. I just popped up like a and they're like, what the fuck?
Sometimes you gotta pop out and show people.
Upon reviewing their Snapchat stories, I realized that they were drinking. So that colors the whole situation slightly differently to me as you hear what happens from here. So
Did he have a cowboy hat on?
he left out at home.
Okay.
And we both didn't have ties on. I don't know if he was like planning on not wearing a tie. Myself, I was planning on wearing a tie. I watched the same YouTube tutorial like 8 times and I still couldn't figure it out. I'm not gonna lie, I've never done it. My whole life I've never done it. And I got a bow tie now. I want to be a bow tie guy. Clip-ons are
Yeah, bow tie, you gotta just
get the clippy pop out and just
gotta click it in.
no, I'm gonna get a backup clip-on at the very least.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's pretty clear. We're pretty soon after. I'm gonna say within like a minute or two of me scoping the fact that they are in the same building. He comes over. He approaches me. As he gets over to me, I stand up. He's got a guy with him. Now, I don't know who the guy is. It has been suggested to me that it might be his manager, Jack. Okay. I have not done the prerequisite Googles to figure out what this guy looks like, but it's familiar with Jack. It is a African American man with a baldy. Okay. That's all I know. And Lena filled in the details. She said, because I didn't really peep this, but as they're coming over, Lena said that the emotion coming from the other guy was kind of like, no, like, dude, I gotta stop this. Like, this is bad. Like, what the fuck's gonna happen? Like, it's like a Flacco caption, and this is bad. Yeah, and I'm asking her, I'm like, he seemed like he was shaking his head at me. She's like, no, it seemed like he was shaking his head like at T-Rail. Like he was, and if it is his manager, then it makes sense. Like, okay, he's pissed off because he doesn't want to see anything happen. For the record, we're both wearing suits. Everybody's wearing suits. There's a lot of actual famous people here. This would be like the most inappropriate place ever to fade.
That would have been the most epic fade.
The best fade of all time.
You missed your Will Smith.
You're right. Yeah. It would have made history.
But you weren't invited next year, but you'll be all right.
I cannot act like he is on some Alzheimer for not firing on me in this situation because, like, any situation in which we could ever see each other, this has got to be the number one most inappropriate situation. Maybe like a funeral or a church would be more inappropriate. But you got Cam Newton, you got Fat Joe, you got Cardi B. There's all these people. Even just me, I'm at a table full of homosexuals. I don't know, they just sit us down at the table.
No, they know it's
they categorize you. That's monsters right there. I'm plus one. We having a whole conversation talking about sex clubs, all this kind of shit. Oh my God! Someone just sent me a picture of Jack Sparkenberg. Yeah, I think that's him. Yep. Spotted. It was Jack. Confirmed. It was Jack. Anyway, so as T-Rail approaches me, I stand up, so we're face to face. And I actually remember the dialogue perfectly because I texted you guys within a couple minutes to let you know exactly what was said. He says to me, this is his bar, you can quote me, that this is basically exactly what came out of his mouth. I pause. He says, I ain't gonna do nothing right now, but if I see you later, I'm on your ass. My response was, yeah, I don't think that's gonna work out too good for you. His response, but nah, for real though, I know you're happy to see me. My response was, yeah, I'm fucking overjoyed. And at that moment, I think Jack's judgment sort of set in, and they walked away.
So was your blood boiling at this moment? Like, were you like feeling fading?
I know exactly what you're talking about. That feeling you get when your heart rate elevates and stuff. Honestly, no, I did not feel that way. It happened so quick that I didn't even have a chance to like have my nerves start getting to me or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I'm leaving out an important piece of dialogue though.
You had butterflies.
After he said, I did not have butterflies. After, like, right before he walked away, he kind of like looks around me and goes, "Hi, Lena, nice to see you." And it honestly didn't even seem like he was like feigning the emotion. It seemed like he genuinely, like, because he has no reason to say anything negative to her.
Yeah.
He seemed like
out of it.
he was being polite to her, that's okay. And then they walked back to their seats.
So I was wondering if Lena and Heather had any interaction because they used to be like pretty cool at one
They were
point.
super cool.
Yeah.
There may have been a little wave. Okay. We're like far enough apart that it's like there's a significant distance between us or whatever. And then I'm seated in such a way that when I'm looking at the stage, all I have to do is kind of like glance over here, and I can see what he's doing.
Yeah.
Now, he is a person whose emotions are typically like pretty transparent. You can sort of like take a look at his face.
Bro, you should have been like shot spitballs at him or something.
Oh my God! What I wanted to do is I wanted to get a fucking
Snapchat clip where I just zoomed in super tight on his face.
and just he was kind of like watching that. Silly.
It's the front dog.
He didn't look like he was having the best time of his life, and I was like, oh my God, like I got to do this for the Reddit.
Do you
I
think
posted a clip like just zooming in hella
Do
hard
you
on his
think if
face.
he had a couple more groovers with him, he would have said something? He would have let them handle his lightweight? Lightweight?
I mean, again, like this is the ultimate scenario in which like you're not gonna have any backup because you just like everybody has their seat at all these tables. There's a dinner that's served and everything. It's just like the ultimate situation that is, and there's a reason why the Big 22 was in this environment lacking, right?
Yeah,
Because it's just like you would never expect some shit to happen in this kind of scenario.
It's not the source of words.
It's not that kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Yes, and I did notice that they served chicken. You don't need to put out steak knives for chicken because you don't want anyone to go young buck.
That's true.
Anyway, so did I glance around looking to see if there was any steak knives available? Yes. But he goes back to his table, and so the whole time, a lot of times when I'm looking over,
Never do it.
I'm seeing him text like pretty quickly and stuff and shit. So I'm thinking, is there going to be an ace boy waiting for me outside when I go to get this Uber?
Where were y'all at? You could have activated the squad. You know it's one press of the button. I'll give you the Cash App name.
Yeah. You got hitters on Cash App now?
Yeah. Anyway, see the money pull up, they check your location. Not the
Okay. So the dinner starts at 8. The show starts at 10.
There's one thing you gotta know about cheap lighters. They got a lot of really cool designs and textures. And they get up to 3,500 lights and another one. Cheap lighters. Ignite your passion.
Struggling with moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis? Talk to your doctor about #1 prescribed Entyvio, offering 2 maintenance options, including the Entyvio pen. Infusion and serious allergic reactions can happen during or after treatment. Entyvio may increase risk of infection, which can be serious. PML, a rare, potentially fatal brain infection, cannot be ruled out. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, sores, or are prone to infections. Liver problems can occur. Entyvio, relief, remission for real.
By 10:45, I look up. He's gone. Jack's gone too. I'm thinking they all left. Like, why did they all leave?
That's what you do. You got to get out of there before you're out.
I look back 5-10 minutes later. Jack is there. Heather and Cirella are not there. So if Jack left, Jack must have like helped usher them into the Uber or whatever. Make sure that nothing goes wrong. Make sure Big 22 didn't fall into the whip. That's a good helmet.
The walk down specialist 22 still.
Walking him down.
You gotta walk them down at their car.
And at that point, I'm just kind of like, well, fuck. Because I'm picturing like the whole time I'm sitting there like an hour and a half or whatever, that I'm kind of like glancing over from time to time and just taking note of the fact that he's there. And I'm thinking to myself, like, what the fuck is going to happen when this shit wraps up, you know? At one point I go over, I'm having a conversation with Cam Newton and fucking Floyd Mayweather. We're talking to them about the podcast and shit.
Dab.
Who's Dab?
Dab Newton.
Yeah. Well, I
Call
don't
him
get that
Cam
joke.
Newton. No, it's not a joke. That's his nickname. That's what everybody calls him, Dab.
Hit him with the Dabber Ranch.
Dab Newton. Every time he scored, he gets that. So all the cool
I'm all
kids
about the Dab.
call him Dab.
I didn't know that.
So
Okay.
change it.
So I'm talking to Dab. I'm just completely fall out of whatever you're saying. And I don't know. And that was it. So we watched the awards, and part like Jonathan Majors comes out, bro. He's crying his fucking eyes out. He gives like a 20-minute speech. I'm surprised I haven't seen his speech go viral yet because it was fucking ridiculous. He's pouring tears out his face. The Christian Louboutin guy goes up there too. He's crying. The vibe in the room is crying. Everybody's crying. And
Celebratory crying?
we're like, Jonathan Majors won the Perseverance Award. So he was found guilty, but he's persevered regardless.
Yeah.
So I'm observing all this going down, and I'm gonna be honest with you. Me and her, we left by 11:30, which the whole thing wasn't done. I'm gonna assume that it was all done by like 12:30. It seemed like it was running a little late. But yeah, then around 11:30, I think they probably left around 10:30, maybe 10:15. We hop in the Uber at 11:30, and that was it.
They had cooler shit to do than you guys, though. Don't try to write them off. The clubs are. You were in Hollywood.
From my lurking, that's what I was wondering. From my lurking, did not appear that they did anything after.
But they'll get a burger and talk about how they saw the 22nd Street.
You know, I think they might both be on Ozempic, so I doubt that they got a burger. There's probably no burger.
No burger.
Go home.
On 22nd Street.
Do what I would do. Go home, eat a little handful of crackers. That's your calories. That's what I might do. I'm not eating a whole burger at 11:30.
That'd be like that's like a diss too. Like you feel me? I'm gonna eat some crackers when I go home.
Oh, as a diss to me. Well, I'm gonna eat some Fig Newtons in that case.
You feel me?
But I don't know. That was quick. It was a total nothing burger of a situation, but it was a little peek. I mean, it was our first time seeing each other, and it was a little peek into exactly where the tensions were at and stuff. Because I'm going to be honest, when he said, "I know you're happy to see me," it just really felt like he still fucks with me. He still kind of wants my approval in a way. Like
That's what I was gonna say.
He wants me to know that he's doing well for himself, and
acknowledge it.
It felt like in that moment he couldn't even really fake having like hardcore hatred towards me. That's kind of how I took it. And then, oh my god, I'm so glad you're calling this. I know you. It's telling the story. It's stressing me out so bad that I just okay. And then it was interesting though because just today I saw a clip on the Reddit of Smack talking about the conversation that we had in the DMs that I highlighted last time.
That's what I was gonna bring up.
And Smack, although he did delete the DMs, which I actually leaked the original DMs, so we're really invested.
That's why we screenshot him.
Right. He then, even though he deleted it, he then made it perfectly clear that he doesn't have a problem with me, that he thought that the photo that I posted of him was funny, etc. So I'm like, okay, this is interesting.
Because he said he thinks that the beef is now redundant and played out, and he's over it. Like,
which was also interesting to me. And I'm going to be honest, there was a version of this conversation, this clip, that would have been very disrespectful that I could have easily, and this morning when in the shower, I was kind of thinking about, like, what is the tone that I want to execute when it comes to this conversation?
You go light on the over. So this your peace treaty speech.
I am not a gangbanger, so there was no chance that I was going to take aim at anyone's gang affiliation.
Oh, wait, but I'm saying, like, his hitters are back on the streets, fresh out of juvie.
You were saying that Pop Smoke's killer is employed by Back on Sick.
I mean, Treyway gets jail cell interviews. Nobody does those.
Who has a jail cell interview?
Treyway and T-Real. Treyway calls in every now and then.
well, I mean,
I didn't see that.
On this very channel.
Young Threat and all them went over there.
Yeah, I didn't know he interviewed Treyway over the phone. That's interesting.
There's a lot of that going on.
He pops up on the show on the phone. I'm not gonna say it was interview style.
I mean, you interviewed JK.
It was like on the line.
That's true. He was like fresh after he got picked up.
Yeah, that was which is even crazier low key when he's still fighting.
Right, but okay. Anyway, all I'm saying is that I could accelerate this. I could make it worse. I don't really feel the need to do that. I'm actually still kind of shocked that he didn't talk about it on the show Monday because he had to have known that I was going to talk about it, right? Mm-hmm. He talked about the big deal confrontation backstage at the Kendrick show.
Yeah, so what exactly?
But you have said you said it first and then he replied. You know what I mean? He ain't the one in the wrong for talking about it.
You're what I mean? That's true. But you can't. Him talking about his brother and shit. You can understand keeping that low key because that's like brotherly shit. In terms of me, he has no reason to expect me to have any kind of discussion. Now, one thing that made me think about not saying anything at all was I was listening to this clip of Joe Budden talking about how he ran into Rory like a while ago, and they had a weird confrontation, and they just didn't talk. Neither of them talked about it on the podcast, which I thought was kind of G to like have this conversation and just be like, not even important enough for me to bring it to the table. But I am Big 22, so I had to talk about it. No Jumper, coolest podcast in the world. And today we got a repeat guest, somebody we've had on here before, but always an interesting guy to talk to. Someone who's always got crazy shit going on, in fact. And you know, I brought my man Remo with me. We got Fulio.
What it do, man? Sit there, but it's a grip, baby.
Let's go.
What you do, man? What you do? What you do?
How y'all doing?
It's great. Say,
For sure. Yeah, it's nice to have you guys out here. What brings you to Florida? What are you up to?
we got like a couple labels.
To LA, sorry.
But got a couple label meetings, like 2 label meetings, studio, video shoots. Same.
Okay. So you're shopping labels? You're between labels right now?
Distribution deal. So we have to do whatever we want.
Okay.
You got a deal with Create Music, right?
Yeah.
How you linked up with them in the first place?
Mark and Nicole, they had reached out to me. That's like 3 years ago, though. And I just been locked in ever since. Like, I own my mouth, all that. I put them though, they real people.
Definitely. Yeah, so what is life been like these days? Because, like, I remember last time I talked to you, you told me that you moved out of Jacksonville, and I was kind of, like, surprised. Are you back out there now, or?
Like, I don't stay in Jacksonville. I just be there, like, running around. I don't know if I don't see it. Think about the guys, what it is. I just be in Jacksonville. I don't gotta be there. I just be there.
I interviewed drill rappers all the time that tell me that they moved out of their home state, but then they seem like they just can't leave it alone, and they just end up back there. Is that it's kind of how it is with you, that you try to get away from all this?
I ain't gonna count, bro. When I be in Atlanta, it's just like, I don't know Atlanta, bro. Like, it's cool, but I know my city. I know the streets. I know, like, you know what I'm saying, my hood, my brothers. Like, it's just comfortable. You know what I'm saying? I'm comfortable there, even though it's having 24/7. I'm just comfortable there.
So is Jacksonville, like, is it exaggerated how bad it is, or it's just as bad?
From the police to killing everything.
Right. So when you're in town, you can pretty much count on the cops giving you a hard time on a consistent basis?
Yeah. They tried to give me 5 years pulling over for not doing it. So imagine if I really do something for bro boys.
It's like a viral YouTube video like that dropped, like maybe like last year when the cops pulled you over.
Yeah.
What was that situation like?
They had this something called gang ties. Like, y'all know what Rico's is. Like, why I said, like, we went through that before. And I said, so they was trailing me, but when they hit the lights, I pulled straight over. They tried to hit me with a felony, fleeing and eluding on how to I pulled over. And y'all on the covers. Like, I didn't even know it. But the state attorney pulled up on the scene. That's why they made it a big deal. Like, but I ended up, like, taking house arrest for that shit.
Yeah. But it really feels like they're out to get you?
Yeah. It's it is.
So what keeps you going back if you just know that it's that much more risky than everywhere else you could be at?
Oh, that's some shit I gotta ask myself. I don't even know, bro. I don't know, bro. I just like to be with my brothers.
But it ain't on no that you don't want to just like you go back to show the op that you ain't scared of not coming back. Type. That's what people think.
Hell no, I ain't got shit to prove, no. Like, I ain't trying to prove. Oh, nigga, I just crash out shit. Hell no, I would have been crashed out. I ain't trying to prove it.
I wish you would just stay out of Jacksonville, man. Cause like every time you out there, there's always something going on. So like, all right.
Yeah, that's what it's on. Like, that's been going on before. I got the fame, I got shot. Shot, you know what I'm saying? That's come with Jacksonville. You know what I'm saying?
I gotta go back. It's been a while. You think I should go by?
What? Go by what?
Jacksonville.
Hell nah.
Why not? It's been a while. I've definitely been out there when I was younger.
It ain't really shit to do down there. Like, we got to start. Well, I ain't gonna got. They ain't started shit. We got a straight football team. That's about it. We do. You know what I'm saying? We do. Hotel.
Okay. So, okay, the situation that happened with the reason why your foot is up right now, that was in Jacksonville?
You know, exactly.
So you went through, and it was just a regular, you were just going by, kicking it, like, just staying in Jacksonville for how long?
I was down that too long this time. Like, parlaying, like, chilling, like, you know what I'm saying? Do what it is, like, on the bush. But I kept getting inside. I wasn't supposed to be that. Like, it kept happening. Like, the police pulling me over. Motherfuckers saying they send me, you know what I'm saying? Like, you too accessible. You fully going, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just chilling though until, like, I'm chilling. I'm It ain't happened to me. And that's how that shit happened. And having like a big jet.
Right. So you were recording at the studio?
That was another incident. This incident, I was at my people house. It was like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning or something. And I was trying to go get one of these right here.
You're on a vape run. You hit that thing like 7 times already in this podcast. You're really addicted, huh?
I'm on purge, bro. That's like even it out.
Oh, so you're still on purge for the foot thing?
Yeah, I'm on purge. Like, even out. But now I'm trying to go get that. But when I walk outside, I sit down. I'm sitting in my car for like 2 seconds, like, down, what gas station I'm gonna go to? But you can't go there, gas station. So I'm trying to pick like the safest one. You know, under that safe. So I pick the gas station, I pull out, I see a car, and I'm like, I ain't really thinking too much of it. But when I'm backing out, boom, like behind me, stop. So I hit the brakes. So I'm gonna let that bitch get in front of me. I ain't let me go behind me. So that hop in front of me, and we get to the next stop sign. That bust a left, hop out there, blowing that down. Like the car went dry, so stop went down, dead. That bitch driving, hit the gas, smash the gas, next stop sign, bust right. That bitch went driving more, hopped out. I jumped behind like I don't know, van or truck, hopped behind they. I was laying up for like 10 minutes. I'm like, damn, I'm shot. So I get up. I'm like, I keep walking now. I'm on my foot. But I knock on the people's door house. I'm like, I'm shot. Like, I'm bam on that bit. Like, I'm shot. I open that bit. I'm getting the rain coming on. I'm looking through that bit. I see he's sitting on the couch. I don't know if he had headphones in or what. I'm bamming on that bit. He ain't paying me no mind. I'm like, what? So I hop back to the car. And I drive to the hospital. Hit 100. Bro.
Damn. Yeah, so you drove to the hospital because the picture of your foot was viral. You had a huge ass hole in your foot. Yeah. And so you drove to the hospital.
Yeah, I drove all the way to the hospital. Man, speed into that bit.
So this was like an ambush though, because like if they was waiting outside your crib. Yeah, but then, you know what I'm saying? It's like 6 in the morning.
Yeah. It had to be like supposed to. Oh, we do.
I seen in the song that you dropped, you said that your cousin dropped you low.
Yeah.
Did he drop it on purpose? Was it an accident thing? Or
get too much into that, but you just and like that's really like who the biggest snake type, the snake who first, like you know what I'm saying? But ain't no telling that I'm fully or anybody can see me. And, like it could be a fan that see me and be like, oh, he right here, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Send it to another, but ain't no telling that.
But you're saying that like people in Jacksonville are kind of almost competing for who could be the slimiest in that regard?
Yeah, that's who the biggest snake.
But don't you feel like once somebody does that one time, that basically everybody would not trust them going forward?
Okay, money. That's requirements. Females to on the daily like that's just how it is, bro. I don't know why that's just how it is.
That's crazy because we talked to so many people in Chicago and they're always talking about the back doors and how that it's actually just completely changed the city because people are just constantly trying to get people lined up like that. You say it's the same thing out there?
Yeah, and if you love, you'll never know, bro. You will never know, like, until it finally hit the fan. Man, this told him, this nigga was my favorite. This said, got me shot. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when you say shit like that, and you know that you can't trust everybody in Jacksonville, I keep going back to whatever.
I just love my city, bro. I love my city, bro. Like, I don't know what it is about the home shit. I don't know, bro. I got a couple niggas I trust, though, but that's one of those one hands, kind of one hand type.
This sound like this go around like was this an eye opener for you? Like
oh hell yeah. So, but it's just like I don't know, bro. I don't know, cause I can say that shit and be right back to Jacksonville, like for a funeral or something. You know what I'm saying? Crazy.
Yeah. So you don't think there's anything that could happen that make you actually want to live forever?
Yeah, it's one thing, but I ain't gonna say it.
You don't want to put it on there.
Yeah, all my words, I'm scared of that word. That's why I said it. That, yeah.
Really?
yeah. So what's the like recovery process like for being shot? I was a big ass hole in for that. Everybody thought it was gonna get amputated.
First night, they motherfucking popped my bones back. I broke like 4 or 5 bones in my foot. I didn't even know it was that much bones in your foot. They were like, oh, you probably ain't gonna walk again, this, and that, all type of bullshit. I'm like, what? But the next day, they were like, well, you ain't losing a lot of blood because it went straight through. That's the only thing that saved you right now. The bullet went straight through. You ain't got no fragments and shit in it. So I went through the surgery and shit. They stitched it back up. And then I did my follow, but I couldn't even go to some of my follow-ups. Like, it's dropping my low. Like, the nurse who worked at the hospital dropped my low type. Okay, so I got a lawsuit with the hospital right now. But all in all, though, it's going good. But like, right now, I can walk on the paper straight.
So she dropped your location, like just literally took a picture of you in the waiting room and posted it?
Something like that.
And, I mean, that's against the hospital's rules, presumably?
She got quiet and all about it. I just got a letter about that shit from the hospital. You know what I'm saying? Lawsuit.
Wow.
Yeah, so that means you don't even trust going to the hospital if that's the record.
I don't know if she did it like intentionally or some funny shit or what she was on, but I know it wasn't like the right intention. Like, I'm going through a lot of shit you wouldn't put because you know who I am, what I got going on. You know what I'm saying?
How did you realize it was posted? People was hitting you up knowing that you was at the hospital or something?
Oh, hell yeah. Everybody talk like, boy, you better don't get come up there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Slide. Go back.
Or, so I just wanted to get your thoughts on this. You know who Rainwater is? He's on Say Cheese a lot. Like that. He used to be Motoree's manager before he passed.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So we were having a conversation the other day that really got me thinking. And he mentioned that when you look at America and when we talk about what cities are popping, it's almost exclusively, people will only say the cities where rappers are dying when they talk about what cities have popping music. And the truth is and this is the example that popped into my mind is that nobody talks about Miami. Miami is one of the most popular cities to move to in America, but they don't have some crazy deadly gang war with popping rappers that we know about. And meanwhile, in comparison, we talk about Jacksonville all the time, right? And it's like Jacksonville compared to Miami is a random ass city that most people would never have a reason to go. But because there's crazy violence and drama, people really gravitate towards paying attention to it. I'm not saying that this is a good thing at all. I'm saying that it is pretty crazy how, as rap fans, it's almost like they can't pay attention to unless there's violence.
That's how I set up. Like, what is it called, bro? Like, damn, what it be like? Negativity going, like, people pay attention more to negativity type. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what they focus on. They deal with it, like, with the Miami thing. Miami used to be popular, like, but it's like Jacksonville, once we caught that wave, bro, everybody focused on that. Like, and we caught more like the Chicago wave type. That's why everybody like locked in on that Miami, like, finesse and money, BBLs. That's what they known for. We known for completely different shit. You know what I'm saying? Straight drill, killings.
You feel like Jacksonville the most dangerous city in Florida?
Yeah, shit, sure. Shit, sure. And I ain't even saying that because I'm from there, bro. Shit, sure.
Damn. So you feel like, would you say that the music scene is strong in Jacksonville, generally speaking? That there's like a lot of rappers coming out and shit?
Yeah. That's a new rapper. Down there, like every 5 to 6 months, I'm like a new pop, 8 new rapper. You know what I'm saying? Like we got it though for shit. So like we got the talent, we just ain't got like the unity, like Atlanta, Houston, or something. So we ain't got that.
But most of the drill cities don't have that. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think it's probably ever gonna be that.
Yeah, that's right.
But do you consider your music or the music coming out of you, consider it drill? Because it's like a lot of times people don't like to use that term unless it's already been like established that that's what we're calling it. And I feel like with a lot of the Jacksonville musically, it doesn't really sound as much like drill like in the New York or Chicago sense, but the content is definitely.
I say the content is drill, but it's like it's what we rapping about our life, but more than I hate to say it, but like all that don't touch Chicago way. You know what I'm saying? It's drill. However you want to say it, it's drill rap. That's what it promotes. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is.
Definitely.
It's in our lives. It's our culture.
Oh, what it is.
Is there a part of you that hates to see Jacksonville get reduced to that in people's eyes? That people just think of it as this murderous ass city?
It's been like that though, so I can't say yes or no. It's been that though, like before the rap, before all that shit, been that. Like, it just we got me, we got Spark, we got Chop, we got so many rappers and so many eyes on this shit now. Like they like, damn, this is really going on. 5 more down that shit crazy. Like what they posting on. You know what I'm saying?
What's the ultimate Jacksonville meme page or like Instagram account? You guys got one?
Reddit. That police is there.
Really?
Reddit. You know? I swear to God, but that's like over. Police is here. They solving cases, all type of. That shit scary as hell.
Yeah, if you really want to find out about the deep no jumper drama, you gotta head to the Reddit.
I ain't even know what that was till I got on some shit called Clubhouse. They were telling me about that. So I'm like, what? The Reddit.
You spend a lot of time on Clubhouse?
I don't be on no more. I be on Twitter.
Twitter Spaces.
Twitter.
They kind of take off, huh?
So that's what you was just on, Twitter Spaces. I thought it was Clubhouse for a second.
Twitter.
It used to be on Clubhouse.
I used to Clubhouse till they did that dumb update.
What the update did?
It's like some little voice shit, man, like voice group chat shit. I don't like that shit.
You ever been with WAC 100 on Clubhouse?
I've been in a couple of rooms. He's really, I don't know.
You never got into it?
No,
You just weren't on that long.
Nah, I was on that bit. Listening to him, talking to him and shit. I got a video on the song Blueface. YouTube and stuff. It got like over 1 million views. He's straight, but I just.
I'm not on Clubhouse, so I just hear about it from time to time. Like, oh, WAC was wilding the fuck out last night.
They stay going up on that bit. Like, that shit daily.
Like, Clubhouse is lit. Cause, like, you know, I was being on Clubhouse communicating like I used to. Hope I heard you Younger Nation, everybody on that motherfucker going back and forth.
Nah, that's. Yeah. That's coaching.
You know, a lot of people doing the whole back and forth Clubhouse shit.
Yeah.
How you and Blueface get, like, into it in the first place?
I think he got DM or some shit like that. And I sent him a song, then busted that bitch straight back. Then I came out here, and we shot the video ASAP type shit. We were locked in.
See, I fuck with that, cause a lot of rappers, they be on some, I ain't gonna DM a nigga, I don't wanna, you know what I'm saying? So it seems like you ain't too big to, like, if you fuck with somebody, you'll reach out.
Yeah, but this is my problem too. Like, a lot of niggas trying to fuck me out this thing. I don't be on no friends. Like, that when I got started. Like, networking, like, that's what I'm doing. Like, 2024, I'm gonna be networking more than fucking with niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Is there any rappers right now, like, outside of Jacksonville, that you actually have, like, a genuine friendship with? That you, like, an industry?
I fought with Herbo, man. Herbo got some shit. 21, I fought with 21. We be talking and shit. Couple niggas.
Yeah, I seen you said that 21 gave you, like, some career advice and shit. Thank you.
Yeah, some real shit.
What did he tell you to chill out? He told you to calm down?
I ain't gonna count. He was telling me about the little record deal and shit. Like, he was asking, like, what type of situation I'm in. He was like, well, the best situation is the distribution deal. I'm like, you know, it's crazy. I got a distribution deal. Like, on your mouth. Yeah, he thought I was bullshit. Man, but dead ass shit. Showed him everything. He was like, I ain't gonna lie, you smart as hell, bro. Smart as hell, bro.
Y'all met in person and shit?
Well, yeah, something like that. It was a situation happened, but I fought with him.
Yeah, how you feel when he said he could beat the whole Jacksonville on the verse?
They was capping. He was capping with that. It was a club out there. They was capping. I ain't gonna cap. They got a nice lineup though, but we do too. That shit gonna be like tip for tat. That shit gonna be tip for tat. We do a rap verse, bro. I'm with it though.
21 David got a lot of hits.
He got global hits, bro. Like, really good. I feel it. Definitely.
Okay, where should we go with this? I got so many questions.
All right, so also you recently, cause like you keep getting shot like in the leg. Like in 2021, there was a video I remember I was on IG Live. It was like 3 in the morning.
Oh yeah, I got in that shootout.
But you shot back, and then because you said that you shot back, and people was on you a little bit saying like, why would you say you shot back? But it was obviously self-defense, right? Yeah.
But that time though, it was like a blood graze. There wasn't really no bullet like went through me. Like that wasn't no major.
But that was somebody dropping you a little too, because you was at a studio session or something.
That time I was at the studio. Like a public studio. I wasn't even supposed to be at it in the middle of the fucking hood. Like just doing shit, trying to finish my mixtape. You know how that shit go.
So when you were in Jacksonville, you still go to studios? Like,
oh no, hell no. That situation was over. No more studios in Jacksonville. I wasn't even supposed to be doing that. I was trying to rush and finish my mixtape for create. Just rushing and shit, trying to finish that shit. But I ain't fuck that shit. recently, one of your homies, Rico Osama, got, you know what I'm saying, he got killed. Yeah. And he was at a studio on the west side of Jacksonville, which is where I don't really frequent. So, like, why would you even go to the studio? Like, is that a thing? Like, going to the studio in, like, an op area or area y'all don't even cut. The west side, it's like, in Jacksonville, so north side is like fucking 50 hoods, west side is 50 hoods. Like, we fuck with niggas over there too. That's just how I come from, child. Like, God call you, gotta go. You know what I'm saying? But that shit is real good. Like, signed up for it. How do you tell your homies, like, moving forward and shit? Like, cause you said bro just got out, you rapping and shit now. Like, you going to studios in Jacksonville?
You gotta move certain ways on me. Like, on me, you know. Right him, we like, things in our neighborhood, hardly knows nothing in Jacksonville. Studio, all that shit on the side.
Or you from Hilltop? Or
I'm from 45th. It's different parts of 45th. Like, yeah, 45th and Avenue B, Dodge Road, Hilltop. He's from Hilltop. My dad's from Hilltop. He's like my cousin. I'm from Albedo.
So, like, 2 minutes away. It's the same hood.
It's the same. It's like, yeah, it's all on the same street, but different part. I'm from A block.
And you just got home this year for you beat a murder?
I was accused of what? Can't really get
Yeah,
into
he
that.
can't see it. I agree. It wasn't nothing like that though. But you just did 5 years or so, right? You just got out. Yeah. How long you been out?
I got home 5 months. Home 5 months.
Rappers love to say they beat a body. That's like one of the only times I ever heard a rapper say, like, yeah, I was accused of one. Like, really trying to specify. Like, nah.
Accused of
Damn. So, okay, this is a question I was really eager to get into, but, like, I guess allegedly YK Osiris gave you young boys hotel number or hotel room number a while back, and this created this whole shitstorm online, and this was like a story that we never fucking knew about, and I'm not sure anybody's really asked you about it. I might be wrong, but I mean, it just sounds crazy to us because so many of us would not have really thought of you and YK Osiris being close. Maybe I'm just not paying attention, but I wouldn't have. Right, because he is from Jacksonville, right? See, I didn't know that until this whole thing.
We got songs on YouTube for fucking 4, 5 years, 6 years.
Oh, see? Okay.
We locked in, but that situation, I was online, they was asking me questions. I just ran the story to me, asked me what happened, like detail by detail. I told him, and he kind of got mad. He like, bro, that shit was old and shit, bro. You didn't have to really do that. I got a lot of shit going on, like, bro. Chill, scare ass out, like, you good, bro. You know what I'm saying? I fought with us out. We talk about this shit, though. He good. Like, I fought with us out.
Cool. So, was it true though that like YK Osiris actually like drop a location, or was that kind of like an exaggeration?
Bro, I wouldn't exaggerate and shit like that. I would like to come out and say sorry to all people. You know what I'm saying?
But I guess some people were wondering, like, was the location dropped, like, where maybe he wasn't intending for you to use it in such a way, or was it, like, something where he was like, nah, he here, you can pull up?
Well, I'm gonna do the good part. He wasn't intending on no shit like that. You can say that.
Okay.
A lot of people be confused. You know, like Osiris, he an R&B singer and shit. So, like, he never got really mixed into, like, the Jacksonville drill era. So people forget that he from out there and shit. Osiris not no bitch, though. He did a G, he fight and all types of shit. He ain't no bitch. But I feel this side. Where our relationship came from anyway? Like, where you know from music or you know from no music shit? Like, he got a lot of family members he fought with, like sisters and shit. They was cool as hell. He fought with them. That's his brother type shit. So, you was saying sister? Nah, that was sound. Whoa. Nah, but you was fucking with his sisters and shit. That's how you know, like, mutual relationship. Yeah, relationships and shit. And we got locked in. Then we started going to the studio and ran at the